Hello everyone, what is going on? My name is Timpedia. Welcome to a very, very special Star Wars vlog. I am very small, and there are lots of other people here, because we were just recording Star Wars Empire at War, and we got into a serious discussion, so we figured we'd continue it over here. I'm going to introduce everybody. In the top left, we have Dr. Bane, aka just Bane.
Hey, how you doing?
We have the infamous Nick.
Yep.
We have newcomer Scope.
What's up?
We have Mandalore.
Hello.
And then starting on the bottom left, we have Mysterious.
Woo!
Visitor.
Hi.
Enhanced.
Hello.
And Carl.
Hey.
And we're just here to talk about, because we got into a heated discussion, and we're going to just keep going with it, because it was fun to do. We were talking about the expanded universe, and how Disney got rid of it.
Oh boy.
Now,
Let the rant begin.
yeah, before we start, I just want to say, because I talked to, some people may know about a Star Wars podcast I wanted to do. These vlogs are just going to kind of become multi-person sometimes, so. Anyway. Mysterious, you can start off because you were the dissenting opinion.
I don't want to start off because I'm the dissenting opinion.
Well, then who wants to attack Mysterious's dissenting opinion first?
I know a few people want to attack me.
As much as I respect Mysterious, when he says he likes Rebels and the new Star Wars teaser, I get a unsettling feeling down the back of my spine, and I want to hurl.
All right.
Well
I
done,
guess I'll actually bring up a legitimate argument since no one else is. When they said,
Oh.
okay,
What
that's
happened?
weird.
Someone just
Sharing
turned on
screen.
their... Someone just
Me.
turned on their... Oh my god,
God
Mysterious.
damn it. All
Well,
right.
I don't have a
when
video
they
to show, so I
said,
might as well be the one pulling stuff up.
when they said that the expanded universe was no longer canon and this new universe that they're making was canon, that was the biggest bullshit thing they could ever have done to anyone. It really was. That was
Mysterious, Can you
taking.
start off your screen
many-
share? It's not loading.
It's loading for
30
me.
years?
Oh.
It's
Yeah, how
kinda
many
weird.
years was it? 30, 40
I think
around?
it's like Keep this 20, running. 30 years.
They took
What is
all
this?
those years. All those years that people
Rebels?
have grown up with and just completely
Gone.
tossed it away.
Pretty much. They're like,
No,
fuck
I can
Thrawn,
respect,
fuck
like-
the Eclipse, fuck the Yalzong Vong, fuck everything that was ever decent or good.
I mean, I could respect Mysterious's opinion about it's not completely thrown away, and that that community could still, like, enjoy the EU within itself, but in the media, it's never going to be presented ever again. It's never
Yeah, and
coming
I
back.
understand that.
It's never going
I
to
get what
have
you're
the
saying.
same legitimacy ever
No
again.
books, no comics, no movies, none. That's just going to be within our own community, and that's it. But it's never going to grow. And if it does grow, that's just going to be fan fiction, which the EU is now, pretty much. That's what it's been reduced to, just a bunch of fan fiction. Cotor, all that, yeah, that's fan fiction now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hell, that's practically what the Old Republic has become with this Revan bullshit that's coming out.
The third
The
coming of Revan, guys.
Shh, they're
just
called
won't
hipsters.
die.
They're called hipsters, guys. They're called hipsters.
You
Remember
can't.
that.
I could
I'm
almost
saying-
handle Revan up until, like, in his book, I could even handle that, but this new shit sounds so stupid.
That was just a little bit too OP.
I'm back, and I'm using the guys that I originally hired, but said "fuck you, I don't need you."
Revan
now
is-
I need them.
Revan is
I
basically
crawled
the
back.
Christ figure of the Grey Jedi Order, like...
Pretty
Jeez.
much.
And who am I the Christ figure of?
You're the temporary Christ figure of the Mandalorians.
Fuck you.
The what?
Jeez. Temporary.
There is no... Well, what do you want from me? There's no permanent Mandalores.
He's got a point, you know.
There's, I
But-
mean, you share half your title with everyone else who's the Mandalore. I mean, you're Mandalore the blank. That's 2 words out of 3 that you share with everybody.
Let me look
Great.
up the list of Mandalores.
But
Oh.
I
Both
kind of
is bad.
see what they're doing with
Although-
Revan because they can't really do anything else. Where are you
They
gonna
don't
go?
do anything. You don't
Where you gonna
have
go
to
with
do
him?
anything.
No, they don't have to. And it's nice that they tried, and they should have kept him dead, in my personal opinion. But
A for effort, A for effort.
you're at rock bottom now at this point. Where do you go?
Next mission
Okay,
will be
Mandalore the
Emperor.
Indomitable, Mandalore the Ultimate, and then Mandalore the Preserver, Mandalore the Lesser, Mandalore the Vindicated, Mandalore the Uniter, and then you got Jaster Muriel shoved in there.
I'm surprised none of the Mandalores were one of the Fett family members.
Yep,
What are you talking about?
Jango Fett,
Jango
and
and
then you got
Boba.
Boba Fett later on.
Wait, they became Mandalore.
Yeah,
Yep.
both.
Man-
Yeah.
Boba is Mandalore in the Fate of the Jedi series.
Mandalore
I
the
really need to
Preserver.
review a bunch of this shit. I haven't done that in the
And
longest
now
time.
you see why throwing away the EU was one of the biggest
And they
mistakes.
both ran the Mandalorian protectors.
Because man,
I'm
look
guessing y'all
at all
still
these
can't see me.
pages of dialogue. This isn't cluttered at all. This isn't badly put together at all. Nah, not even slightly.
You know what is sad about losing the EU? KOTOR 2. Having just been finishing my Let's Play of Season 2 modded, with
And
the,
putting off mine.
with the restored content mod integrated for the first time I've ever played with it, there is a lot of stuff, like even more than the original. They really
But the
fleshed out
restored
some of the
content,
ideas.
none of that is canon.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
The restored content
It
stuff
was
isn't.
supposed to be
Yeah,
there.
that-
It was
That's-
supposed to be,
No.
but because someone who had a rough draft of something and didn't include it doesn't
No,
mean that's
No,
that's not
no,
even close.
because the holes for this stuff are there. They're not making new stuff to fill the holes. They're literally taking the stuff that was cut for technical reasons.
okay.
is not
what was
stuff
cut
that
for?
was-
Give me something that was cut for technical reasons.
There is a. I just finished the Ravager. This is kind of a spoiler. There is a. Actually, no. Okay, I'll. In a more broad sense, you know how Mandalore, in KOTOR 2, Canderous, talks about how Revan just left.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't really, Canderous doesn't really go into, like, Kreia alludes to it when they're going to leave for Isis. She talks about how Revan left Canderous abandoned at the edge of the galaxy. You know how that happens.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, I've totally
this, they expand on that a lot. Their T3 actually now has a holo recording of Canderous and Revan parting. Revan almost kills Canderous and laughs in his face and says that the Mandalorians died their final death above Malachor, and Canderous's the whole reason he's doing this is because he's trying to prove Revan and his own crushed spirit wrong and bring back the Mandalorians. It totally actually fleshes out why the fuck Canderous is doing all this. Because
And you know-
he needs to prove Revan wrong that the Mandalorians are not dead.
Freaking, I
But
love
there's none of that
Canderous.
in KOTOR 2. There's
you know,
it's like Canderous
Tim-
was just abandoned by Revan, and then and then Revan alluded to rebuilding the Mandalorians. No, actually, Revan crushed the shit out of Canderous.
Tim, as awesome as that is, it's not canon.
Jeez.
It isn't. I'm sorry, but it wasn't included in the game. It was modded back in. Again, you can't take.
Well,
It was already
Mysterious.
there. It
Well,
was already
Mysterious.
there.
Okay,
You just
Who
didn't use
Mysterious.
it.
Wasn't
who
there.
decides? Who decides who makes canon though? Who decides what is and is not canon?
What
I
was
mean,
in the game?
we all
Wikipedia.
hate. We all hate what Disney's doing, but frankly, if you think it's canon for you. If you don't think it's canon, it's not canon for you.
Yeah, but
So,
Carl,
like,
that doesn't mean we
canon
can't
is-
have a discussion about it.
Again,
I
yeah, I mean,
respect that.
I just
No, but
don't think.
See,
I just don't think
Mysterious.
it would be considered canon because, as much as that's great, it wasn't in the original game.
I can't agree with that because there are some areas where you can tell that the TSLRCM, that's the shorthand for the mod,
Yeah.
they found people to do voice acting. This stuff was fully scripted and fully voice acted by the original cast. And it fits in seamlessly. The
Yeah.
only reason this wasn't in there was technical. So
And-
that means it had been approved, it was scripted, it was recorded. That means it was finalized. And we
And-
would have just never known about it if it wasn't for these guys doing the modding. That doesn't
And-
mean, like, Obsidian clearly went through the effort of building it, and they got it ready to go, and then they just ran out of time and money, and they had to push it out the door without putting it all in there. When you play the game, like, playing through KOTOR once, there's a lot of content. When you play through KOTOR again, you realize, holy shit, KOTOR 2 probably has more content than KOTOR 1, even in its unfinished state.
It does. It really does.
And then you think about all this cut stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna get. Can I get a bit sidetracked here? This is not on topic with any of this except for KOTOR 2. Back when I was, geez, it must have been 6 or 7 years by now. Oh God, look enhanced. Jeez.
Oh, did it
My
finally load?
face.
Oh, enhanced
Yeah.
camera load. There's enhanced.
Look completely
Anyways,
different than I imagined.
Yeah. But anyways, so like it must have been like 6 or 7 years now. I was playing KOTOR 2, like as a kid, playing KOTOR 2 on my laptop. And I was laying in my bed and I was playing through it, and I hit I was at the main screen. I was like, oh, the game just crashed. What do I do? Well, maybe I hit this format button and that'll fix everything. I hit it. I deleted my entire save. I was all ready to go to, and I was freaking. I lost it. I was just like, I cried. I felt so bad.
Here's something funny I was reminded of when I stopped recording that today.
What?
If you never play Darkside in KOTOR 2, you never notice. You know how as the game progresses, the character on the front screen changes?
Yeah.
If you're Darkside,
Yeah.
it's not Cray at the end, it's you.
Yeah, it's you.
Which is so fucking cool.
That is badass. I always play Dark Side and I noticed that.
I will
I
say,
never did.
since this
That's
is
actually
almost
very
turning into KOTOR 2 discussion, Kreia is a really cool character, and people are right to like her, but sometimes there are some things she says and does that I think are literally just over your head and high level, just to
High
be
level?
high level.
Just MLG.
Just
She's
to
just
piss
showing
you
off her skills.
Like, she's literally just, like, I just did the part where at the Jedi Academy on Dantooine, you kill Kavar because he has to go there. It's the only thing you can do if you're Darkside. And then Kreia's like, how do you feel after having killed all the Jedi? And I'm pretty positive, I only loaded one answer, but I'm pretty positive that every answer you give, she's
Yeah.
just like, fuck
No
you.
matter what, she just says, fuck you.
You know what?
It's like
I think she
shots.
just
Your
does
disappointment.
I
Like,
think she just does it
Like,
to
well,
toy with you and mess with your mind just because she can.
Since
I
I
believe she's
didn't
that
get
sadistic.
Since I didn't get through KOTOR 2, I haven't played it since I freaking crashed it years ago and lost my save files. I didn't know
It's not that
Cray
hard
was
to get through.
Darkside until I saw it on the wiki, and I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. I was like, hey, that's
there must
legit.
always be a Darth Treya.
Trey.
One who has been
Triumvirate guy.
betrayed and must be betrayed in turn.
What is with
Wow,
freaking? what is with
that's a creepy
Scion?
memory.
He's literally like holding himself together with Darkside energy. You can see the cracks in his skin where his flesh is gonna fall off the bone.
Yeah.
You know, this reminds me
He's
of a
just
discussion me
Hey,
and
guys.
Carl had a while back, doesn't it, Carl?
Guys. I honestly, in my
I don't know. We're talking so much about KOTOR 2, I have nothing more to say.
Scion, you gotta feel sorry for because he is literally surviving in agony. The only way he survives is with agony.
Yes,
It's kind
we
of
know
like a
he's
perpetual
misogynist.
motion device of the dark
That was-
side.
Misogynist,
that's
oh
the
my
point.
god.
Oh, this is gonna
He's
get back into
not.
what we were talking about earlier, where does the Darkside have to be evil?
Darkseid is inherently evil,
Yeah,
though I don't
this is
think
exactly
it needs
how our
to be.
conversation went
I-
in the
I-
game,
I
except
still don't think
more
it
steps
is.
in between.
Again, what was it? I remember,
I
and
kinda
you're
had
gonna
to
not
say
like me for saying this, but it was something that popped up in Star Wars: The Old Republic, where I was playing through Andromas Kos, and you go into like a little tomb area and like a bunch of zombies and stuff, and you get to one area and he's like, "Oh, the guy told you to seal this up." It's like a holocron comes out. He's like, "Well, I got this new Sith teaching stuff that they killed me for. Why don't you take this out and show it to everyone?" I was like, "That's actually pretty cool. You should keep doing that. I'm gonna take this out, show it to everyone."
Yeah,
And it was like-
it's-
it was
it's
basically
a light side version of the Sith.
Yeah, it was like a
essentially.
light side, dark side thing where it's not
Yeah.
evil, it's just not the Jedi. I mean, you don't have to be the Sith of be a jerk to everything, or the Jedi of be the paragon of virtuousness.
There's a
and
difference.
stuff.
No, but you
between
could
the
also
Sith
argue
philosophy and the dark side, actually.
That if it's in KOTOR's perspective, they didn't want to railroad you into being super Dick Piston or super Angel of Mercy.
But the thing
depending on
is-
if you picked Jedi or Sith.
But the
So
thing
they
is,
had to give you both.
everyone who plays that says you have to be either light or dark side. You don't go, I'm going to be a gray run, because now the gray run is gray. You
Because
don't.
Grey Run sucks.
Yeah,
Okay?
seriously.
Grey Run
I
shit.
mean, you're not
you
gonna
get
you're not gonna
nothing
get
from Grey Run.
because all those moral stuff in there. There is no minor light or dark. There is either I'm gonna give this puppy a lollipop or I'm gonna kick it in the face so hard its jaw snaps
Yeah,
off.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, they had to give you light side choices for the Sith. Same as there's dark side, be an asshole Jedi.
But I think that's a lot of Jedi that just mask in the cloak of I'm doing the right thing.
I think you can argue that the Sith don't have to be evil, but the dark side is fueled by pretty much exclusively pretty evil things.
Yeah, but the dark side could also just as much be fueled with rage as it could with love or, ironically enough, happiness.
The prequels showed that.
Passion.
It's
The prequels-
intense emotions. The Jedi are very blocked off.
Yeah, but you show how that leads to the dark side. Like, Visitor stole my fucking line about how the prequels really showed,
Shut up,
if
Tim.
nothing else, how passion and intensity led to the dark side. Yes, he was pushed by Sidious, but you can tell from a
but
young age, Anakin was pretty fucking intense.
he didn't want the Jedi. He hated it. If you
He didn't hate it. It's just that they forced him into positions that he couldn't cope with.
You just didn't agree with the philosophy of the Jedi.
Hey, what was it? I just got my laptop up and working. It has a mic on it. Will you guys, can you call me back in just a sec when I can get on that?
You should be able to quit out of the call and rejoin.
Okay, cool. Hold on. I actually have a thing I want to do. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh no.
Brace for impact, boys. Brace.
Mysterious mask.
Oh god.
When he gets back, I have a quote for him.
Oh boy.
Like glowing headphones.
Mandalore's chiming in with a quote.
Nick, you haven't said anything. I feel kind of bad.
I'm sorry, I'm not real sure what to say this moment.
Same.
Maybe when we actually get back to the whole.
Although
review
I
thing.
will say that I agree with regards to the KOTOR 2 cut content about it still being canon. I agree with Tim completely on that. I'll say that because
Oh my god.
What
wow.
an
Cobra Commander.
Oh my
What a
god.
straight up asshole.
just missing the
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Not creepy at
Is
all.
that my headset? Yeah, that's a headset. That was like my third ago
Ladies and
headset.
gentlemen, Mr. Mysterious, the... Oh, so
Yeah, I
that's
had one
what
of those
enhanced
headphones,
looks like.
but they broke.
Not a bad set.
He could do without the mask though. Like
Can you even
that's
see out of
definitely
that?
need to go.
Quick guys, we can learn all his
Hey, Cotor.
passwords off that reflection.
Pretty much.
Mysterious Mandalore has a quote for you. Mandalore, just say it. It looks like he's kind of paying attention.
I don't even know. He's even
it
looking
better
at
to be-
us.
Can you talk with that on? Or what's
No,
going on with that?
let's let Mandalore tell his quote.
Is it better to be born good or to be born evil and overcome that evil through great effort?
I know exactly what that is, and I applaud you for it.
Yeah, but it works both ways too, just like how when you need to fight darkness sometimes, you need to embrace said darkness to fight it off, ultimately becoming what you feared and hated.
All right, listen. The best path is Grey Jedi, because then you can do it. You can be a good guy, but you can still lightning the fuck out of the bad
I
guys.
think Great Jedi is
Real
probably
quick.
the best path to take.
Real
Better
quick.
yet, Grey Sith, Grey Sith, Grey Sith.
Oh, hold on.
Guys,
Hey,
guys, hold on
my
one
mic
second, real
works.
quick.
Can you hear
I
me?
can't understand you.
A little bit.
guys, my mic works. Good news.
Good quality.
Hello?
But guys, real quick.
Now I'm in a cave.
Window.
Here's while I don't like the movie all too well, Dracula Untold did say this, that sometimes you do need a monster in order for a hero to arise and stuff like that.
No, I know that's why actually, as silly as it sounds, that's part of why I like the Revan in the book Revan, because he wasn't just paragon of virtue or devil from the game. They kind of walked that line of like, yeah, he was a Jedi, but he recognized the power of his dark side. But that doesn't mean that the dark side is inherently able to be fueled by good. It's a blending of the two. That means you draw on both. That doesn't mean you use only the dark side with different emotions.
That thing's gonna get annoying.
my
Oh,
God,
we
it's
finally see his
Mysterious's
face, and he looks just like Gus.
And then hopefully Nick will be in.
He looks like your exact
Wow,
replica
of
of
course.
Gus.
Oh wow.
Hopefully Nick's
Of course he
video
does look
finishes
like
loading
that.
soon.
Rocking
For
those
an
turtle
exact-
beaches.
I don't know.
Enhanced internet high five.
I...
Enhanced.
Team Turtle.
Oh shit, it's working. It's working.
I
I
don't
figured
see
it
it.
out.
Is it working,
Well,
Nick?
It's still loading.
I'd use
This
a
is
completely
why-
different program to get it to
Oh
work.
my
How's
god,
it
we're getting
gonna
so
do
many
it?
people in here. It's awesome. Let me put my glasses on.
This is why I missed my toaster.
Yep, there's Nick.
Oh, there's Nick.
Nick, you might have to
I
find a way to
Nick.
up the exposure.
Wow, this is
Shitty-
weird.
It's shitty as hell because this is a Xbox webcam.
Of course, it is.
It looks so dark.
Hello, up in here.
Nick, it looks so dark.
Why is
I
it
can't see
so
you. It's
dark?
HP Requiem all
Why is
over
this
again.
now?
I can't do it because I'm the one
He has
recording.
embraced the full power of darkness.
Nick, it's so dark there.
I
You guys
know.
can still hear me, right?
It's all part of my
Yeah.
plan.
The reason is I'm black.
Oh,
There we go.
wow.
That's dark.
You
Wow.
scare
Oh,
skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Let's
wouldn't
see.
realize-
Mysterious looks like he would be with the creatures with that fucking neck beard and the mustache and shit. He looks
Dude, I
like a
shaved
creature.
this too. It used to be down here, and then I shaved this part.
Shave all of it.
Star Wars vlogs, everybody.
Yep.
Talking about dark
We see
side,
each
not
other's
talking about
faces
what
for
we're
the
really
first
gonna
time, and it's
talk about.
weird.
Carl.
No.
Come on, Carl.
Carl.
Do it.
I'll,
You do it.
I'll
Well,
leave. I'll leave. I
No, you
swear to
won't.
God.
No, I'm not telling you to turn on your camera.
What?
Okay.
I'm telling you to talk.
What the fuck is there to talk about? I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're not
Talking
really
about
talking-
random shit. We're making
could-
a rambling.
Oh,
We
wait.
could argue about yours and Visitor's top 5 Jedi lists.
Okay.
You had a problem with Visitor, not me.
Look down, listen down. I'll see this.
Okay.
If you guys
No,
wanna
I only
guess
had a
what-
problem with Visitor because I still hold by my top 10 characters thing where video game characters are illegal.
Look,
player
we
characters.
all agree. We all agree.
I've
Guys,
seen
guys,
that
guys,
there are a
guys,
lot of
guys,
good
guys,
characters. Like, I like,
guys. Galen Merrick, aka Glenn Merrick, the coffee getter
His
for,
name's
for
Glenn
Vader,
Mark.
is the Glenn Mark, the coffee boy for Vader, is the best, hands down.
Oh yeah.
His name's Glenn Mark. You're right, damn it.
Yeah, it is. That is his name, and I
But,
didn't know that until I got like the Lego set for it.
Here's the funny part. I was actually gonna make Obi-Wan my number one, but then I was like, nah, that's too cliched. And then I feel
But it's
bad because
not,
Carl actually did
because
it.
Obi-Wan is just straight up the
He's
perfect
OG.
embodiment of the Jedi because he goes through the Jedi struggle. Like, he always is fighting to be a good Jedi, and he does it. Like,
Yeah.
even in the book.
Unlike most whiny bitch Jedi there are out there.
Fucking Jana Solo.
Unlike all the other Jedi who act like with Karen Travis, if they got laid, they'd suddenly be better people.
Don't you even start with me. I love the Republic Mando books.
Etane, what's
Fuck
her
those
name?
stupid books.
Oh shit, he's going at it.
Let
It's
Etane.
begin.
What's her
I-
name?
stupid.
Etane
It is
Stupid?
Etane. I like Etane, and it made me feel
She
bad.
is
when
a
she
moron.
Got axed.
I
She's a-
I laughed when she died. How about that?
She,
Oh my god.
she's a young Jedi forced into a situation she's not nearly ready for.
She's a dumb
You
bimbo.
could also argue that that's every Jedi in the Clone Wars, and everyone handled it differently than
The
Karen
fact-
Travis
the
did.
fact that-
That was everyone in the Clone Wars, except she was even more ill-equipped because she was a Padawan that had lost pretty much the only guiding force in her life.
Oh,
That
boo-hoo,
was-
so did a lot of other Jedi Padawans.
That was like everybody after Geonosis.
You guys-
That was quite a few
we all-
people after
we all know
Geonosis,
the best
but then
Jedi
she didn't even know the
lost.
Clone Wars had happened.
Sight.
They at least knew
fuck
where
does
their
that mean?
masters were.
Yeah, but she sucks.
Exactly.
She doesn't.
The
Like,
go-to
she just
argument.
gets she just
She
gets
sucks.
knocked up, and then she has a Mandalorian super baby. Like,
Mandalorian super force power, baby.
God, what am I even gonna title this vlog? We've gone through like 5 topics already.
Mandalorian super
As
Um,
long as it's
Let's get
Mandalorian,
back
that's
to our
good.
original topic of the EU and being destroyed and how everyone hates it.
Well, I don't know. Carl has to pick our topic because Carl runs the most popular series on the Timpire channel. So
True.
Hey,
How is that even
close
true?
second. I'm telling you,
It is very true.
Consent video. I'm very happy about my videos. Although Carl still has almost 1,000 views, so
Because Carl's Carl. He is
Because he's
basically
capitalizing
Jesus.
on the fact that it's Star Wars.
yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna-
really
I'm gonna-
capitalizing on the fan base.
That was the
I'm
only
gonna-
thing I could talk about anyway, so.
we're gonna have to do another episode of this where we discuss the official Timpire canon.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get into that
Definitely
here. I'm gonna Carl. I'm gonna steal your idea.
What
Okay.
I'm
idea?
gonna ask
My
everyone.
official canon. 1, the prequels. 2, Rebels.
Okay,
3,
here we
the
go.
new trilogy.
Well, no.
Oh,
Hold on.
great.
Hold on.
Nothing else.
Oh,
Seriously.
that idea.
No. Seriously. Because
one's
we
your
have been talking about the expanded universe, regardless of whether or not you like that it's gone, you don't. Oh my god, this is mask hour.
Tim, get a mask.
I don't have one.
Tim,
Actually,
please cut out the Skype
Get a
logo in the
Revan
top
mask.
corner.
wait a second. I don't have a mask per se.
Have a
Oh,
helmet.
This on my
oh
Everyone get
shit!
your mask
Oh
on.
shit!
I do have this on my desk.
Local commander's back.
He's gonna do it.
Cobra, reach your
This is the only mask I own. Is this guy?
Oh, that's amazing! I love that mask.
This is the one cool thing about
We got
Darksiders too.
scopes up there.
I
Nice,
need
nice
to-
job.
Oh, and then I have this. And then I have the best hat ever.
All right, best hat ever.
I'd
GG.
like it if I could see it in your dark lighting.
Yeah, I was gonna
GG. Tim.
Nice.
backwards
Like,
because my camera's not mirrored. But anyway,
oh wait.
in honor of the expanded universe, even though, regardless of whether you're okay with it being gone, not okay,
This is the mask I plan on getting.
top 3 pieces of the expanded universe.
We're all done
Top
with
3
Revan, guys.
things. Characters, games, whatever.
Top
Bane,
three
you're first
things.
because you're on the top left.
Oh wow, of course I am. Characters or just what is it anything specific or?
Mm-mm. Just, this is the episode about the expanded universe. So what are just 3 things? Don't even have to be the top 3.
Okay.
3 things you love
Okay,
about
you
the
all are
expanded
gonna hate me
universe.
for this, but
I'm probably not.
for the one reason that they have a giant Sith military war machine built with thousands upon billions of Sith, I'm gonna say SWTOR.
Cool.
For that reason alone. Revan can go burn in hell. That's a fact. We all agree on that. But SWTOR pre-Revan SWTOR. Hands down, my favorite
Hold on.
type of canon, if you will.
I think I have something that would be very pertinent to the conversation. I'll be right back.
God help
Okay,
us.
Bane,
He's
keep
gonna
going.
get a Malgus statue.
No, keep going.
I love. They managed to get competent leaders in a council style, sort of almost Jedi militaristic style thing during like the Clone Wars they did.
Actually,
but
really
Sith.
Bane,
I'm sorry?
now that I'm thinking about it, we're all just going to list one different thing and talk about it.
Okay, fuck it.
So, no. Keep going about SWTOR. I
Okay, yeah.
I don't want this to be like 3 hours.
Right, I know what you mean. But yeah, the Sith military war machine that they managed to pull off with that many Sith trying to get into high positions, everybody scheming against each other. The fact that it worked that well, the fact that Imperial intelligence, bounty hunters, Sith inquisitors, you name it, everywhere, everybody could just manage to find a role in such a massive war machine. Managed to create it working very well, and the same goes with the Republic side, which caused a giant war we can all agree on. However, it's $20 says they all get annihilated in some sort of bullshit blast, unfortunately.
Probably.
Because let's be honest here.
Gosh, that sounds like a Dragon Ball Z attack.
No, according to Star Wars Destiny's way, they have Kamehameha blasts or something now.
So that's
No.
your pick, the SWTOR lore?
Anything pre-Revan. I like the Dreadmaster stuff. I like the Hutt Cartel stuff.
Well, yeah, pre-Revan.
Hutt Cartel not so much, but Dreadmasters was really cool. How they
Dreadmasters, very
invented Sith, purely based on fear tactics and embracing a sort of new Sith philosophy. Instead of on rage, it was on fear and oblivion, and more delving into the psychological aspects of the Sith Order.
That's a very fair pick.
I feel like
Nick, it's your turn.
I feel like this would be pertinent.
Yeah, I don't have my.
Of course you have.
That
Revan.
is a Malgus statue. We know Bane was right.
I don't have mine with me. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah,
What's your
no.
pick?
Kind of debating here. Thinking. It's kind of cut between
Bitch.
Thrawn and Cotor, but I'm gonna go with Thrawn.
Okay.
I guess the fact that he was the main antagonist and an Imperial, but that he wasn't at all like the usual Imperials like Vader or Tarkin or any of the others who are like oh, I'm gonna be a fucking hard ass, and I don't really know what the hell, and I'm just gonna kill everyone who fails me because I can.
Like freaking Vader just killing everyone. Don't give a crap.
Instead, though, Thrawn was. Well, I'll put it this way: I would take Thrawn as my emperor any day.
Yeah, Thrawn was cool.
Yeah.
It's very fair.
Agreed. He was very cool.
Where am I? I can't see your view.
Yeah.
You are third from now. And I changed it while you were gone. We're doing one thing that we just love about the EU.
Okay, cool.
So,
I
Scope,
know
go ahead.
exactly what mine will be, and I have a visual to go with it. There goes
God damn it,
Scope.
Scope.
Yeah, I had to take the freaking mask off.
That's okay.
Well,
You don't
I
wanna show your
forgot.
face?
In Cotor 1, what was the that space station called?
Starforge.
Starforge.
Yeah, the
Starforge.
Starforge. All right, now what do you think is better, the Death Star or the Starforge? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to
Starforge.
go with the Starforge.
Starforge.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's an
Starforge was
infinite factory that could build
Yeah.
ships forever.
Seriously,
So,
it's a Death
I
Star.
could
the
just
Death
keep
Star.
pumping out my army, and all you're gonna do is just blow up planets.
Yeah, this thing is, the Death Star was a terror weapon. It was used to keep other civilizations in line. Well, the
Yeah, you could do it
Starforge
with
was
the
meant
Starforge.
for a war. The Starforge could give you a literally limitless supply of ships and war droids. That was what
Honestly,
the
if
Starforge
you let the
was great.
Star-
Starforge
something.
live, you can never lose. Like, how are you going to ever lose?
To quote
Get rid
every
of-
enemy, guys, to quote every boss in Kotor, we have an infinite army.
No, but think about it. What if the I keep
No,
forgetting
go ahead,
the
Scope.
name.
This one's yours.
I keep forgetting the name of that army that shows up in Legacy.
There were cuts? No.
In Legacy?
No, not Legacy. I keep forgetting which area
Legends.
it's from. Legends, I think. It started with a V. Yeah, that.
The
Now
Yuzhong
think
Vong?
about it. What if they had the Starforge against
On
them?
the Vong.
Well, that would have been interesting because then
That
the war
would've been
would have been
interesting.
totally different because it would have been a dark side war versus the Vong.
Pretty much, and
'Cause-
they probably would have not got devastated had they had the Starforge still around.
I mean,
The other cool thing about the Starforge is that they talk about in KOTOR 2 a lot how without a strong leader, like it literally took will to keep the Starforge going. Like it wasn't just a machine, it was like you had to drive it. You had
Freaking
to
Racket-
be a strong leader to
That was like-
push the Starforge.
that was like the thing about behind the Rakatani design was they used slaves, the life
The
force of
Rakatan?
slave. Yeah, that was Rakatani. I probably said it wrong, but
I
they
just say
used
Rakata.
they used their
Everyone says
life
different.
force to power their machinery. So it makes sense that you need a strong leader to control the Starforge. Like my question was going to be on what is like on terms of mass terror would be the. I hesitate to say best because there can't really be a best. But what would
Death
be
Star
the
Starforge?
no, like what
Oh.
would be the greatest terror weapon? Like terror super weapon, galaxy
But the
gun,
Dreadmaster,
sun
if
killer,
you-
Galaxy gun.
Said,
freaking. But then
Galaxy guns with that. But that's
you got
instant
things like
death. If you
That
want
thing
to
can-
like,
The thing can fire a projectile anywhere in hyperspace, and you'll never see it because it's positioned over a planet that's to the rest of the galaxy doesn't exist. But it can
but it
destroy
wasn't
your
around
whole
for very
planet.
long. I think
Guys,
it's destroyed
that's-
like.
But you're asking
two or
about the
three
best
rebels.
terror weapon. That's the best terror weapon in my opinion.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. But
Yeah,
the thing
but-
is, I don't know. There would be arguments for both. What was it? There's one that's on the tip of my tongue. I'm looking up on Wikipedia. It's like
The Dreadmasters gave people the worst fears imaginable and the
Yeah, but
slowest
they're not really a
deaths
terror
of all
weapon.
weapons.
They're a group of people that.
Are you thinking
Love
of the World
terror.
Devastators Mysterious?
no.
Oh,
It's
God.
It was a series of satellites positioned around a planet that would cover it in darkness.
Oh, the Night
completely-
Cloak.
Yeah, Night Cloak. I
Or
would. I
Nightshade,
could.
I forget what it was called.
There
but
could be an
yeah.
argument because the Galaxy gun, you know it's there and you know it's always watching you, but if it hits you, it's a pretty quick death. The the cloak, that thing would cover a planet and you would suffer for weeks until your planet finally finally gave up to the Empire. I mean, it's not as big on
Satellite could
scope,
still be.
but it's a better
satellite
terror
could still
weapon.
be destroyed.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah, I mean,
was,
hell, the
it-
Millennium Falcon just blew a bunch up.
Yeah.
the thing
The
is,
Galaxy
later
gun in
ones,
class of the Eclipse.
like the later versions of that, they could maneuver so that even with like a third of them down, they could still keep the cloak up. Not only that,
is
they had
so
the
weird.
fences on. So, to any, like, even technologically advanced civilization, this would be crippling.
Unless they blow them up.
Unless they blow them up, but then that would take a really concentrated
it's-
effort.
I would actually flip what you just said, Mysterious. I would say against a more technologically advanced civilization, the galaxy gun is the threat, because you can't defend against it. It's just always this present threat. But that's not going to make sense to a lower level civilization.
Yeah, I can see that.
But blotting out the sun is going to freak them the fuck out.
Yeah.
So they're both effective. It's I would side towards the galaxy gun just because it is always there, but they are both effective for different situations.
We're just like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
wondering where
you
the
gotta
sun
remember
crash. Where's that thing come to play? Because that thing, we got to talk about that. That kills
Well,
a star in
yeah.
the entire system.
I don't want to get too off topic because we were not done going around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We'll
Mandalore, it's your
talk about
turn
this
for
later.
Yeah, we can keep going after this, but I just wanted to get to Mandalore. Your best thing about one thing, not even best thing, one thing about the EU.
Go
that you
ahead,
love.
Mandalore the Petty.
Oh, you're all gonna hate me for this.
Revan.
No, we can't hate you any more than we do.
Revan.
What did I tell you?
Which one?
I was considering picking Revan, so
There's
I
a
mean,
bunch of Revens now. There's an insane one, crazier one, genocidal one, nice
He's
one.
literally like
good
the
one.
Jesus
I thought you would have
Star
done one of
Wars.
the Mandalorians. Like, seriously.
no. Let Mandalore answer his own question or explain his own answer.
Revan, because 2 reasons. The way he treated Mandalore the pussy,
Lol.
and genocide.
Genocide is good.
We've talked to
I
you
mean,
about
everyone
this
committed
beforehand.
genocide. Vader committed genocide. Hell, Thrawn committed genocide.
I got
I mean,
a
he
question. What
committed
happened to it?
genocide on a new scale.
What were you gonna say, Bane?
Fuck, I was gonna say, what happened? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the galaxy gun is terrifying, but we do have an emo Darth running it, like a little emo child Darth kid running it. So, not as terrifying as you would
What?
think.
Are you
Darth
referring to
Cadus.
Palpatine?
I'm referring
What?
to Cadus.
Cadus
Doesn't
didn't
use
ever
any
run the
dark stuff.
galaxy gun. What are you talking about?
What?
Yeah.
No, Bane. They're completely unrelated.
He had like
I feel
center
like it
point
did.
station at
That was
one point.
Palpatine.
Jesus.
So anyway, Mandalore, is that your whole thing? Revan genocide.
And the way he treated Canderous.
Complete
That's
shit.
Okay, Mysterious. One thing you love about the E EU?
The original Clone Wars. The original. The
Oh,
old
the-
one. The one.
Oh, the TV show, the good
Samurai-
one.
The one done by Samurai Jack guys with freaking cool General Grievous.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Back when
yes.
his voice wasn't freaking super raspy and he actually sounded like he had some intelligence to him. That
I'd let you even say General Grievous. Cause
no man, because then I'd have to
General.
stop there. I love all of the original Clone Wars.
Okay.
I freaking the Mace Windu just punching stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
No, not only that, but he took them apart and like pulled all their bolts out.
Please tell
And
me
then
that's
he went up
canon
against
EU.
he went up against that giant ground pounder
No, it's
thing,
not.
and
Wait,
I
Cannons
love
of
it.
what scope?
No, please tell
really
me like
used
Mace
the
was
old
like
one.
punching shit with all those droids are canon in the EU.
I lost one of
That's
my
Legacy.
I used to have
You
a
can
figure
consider
like
it.
that done in the style of the original Clone Wars of one of the clone commanders, and I lost it. I want to kick myself. I love the figure.
Yeah, and I also had a figure of Jar Jar Binks fighting droids for some
my
reason
gosh.
in his Senate
Why?
gear, but you don't hear me complaining.
I have one in the
No,
other room. I'm gonna
for
go
some
get it.
reason-
Don't make me.
I never wanted a Darth Vader figure as a kid. I always wanted General Grievous. I never understood why.
Because General Grievous is cooler sometimes. When he's not going, I'll get you next time, gadget. He's
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
get
like
you
the
next
fact
time, Obi.
I don't like the
I'll
fact that it
get
turns
you
into like
next
a mustache
time.
throwing villain and have to escape every time.
I don't like that though. That's what. There's a reason why we don't have those anymore because they're not good characters.
All right, Visitor, your turn.
Oh god, this one's incredibly hard. But unfortunately, I have to go with Nick on Thrawn.
You actually can't repeat.
Oh,
well,
great.
thanks for ruining it.
Well, no, we're not doing.
fuck you.
We're not literally doing
Alright.
our best thing ever. We don't have to do that. We're just saying a thing we love because we're.
A thing I would
Talk
probably
about it.
love most, which people are probably gonna hate me for, despite it being badly written, was when Sidious came back. Actually,
Mm.
So Dark
because
Empire.
then you
The
saw
clone cities.
Luke's fall to the dark side as Sid Rose, and you
So-
saw the eclipse for the first time. And that was nice.
So Dark Empire.
Yeah, pretty much Dark Empire.
Okay. All
I
of Dark
think
Empire.
Luke should have gone to the dark
All of
side
it.
in the first place.
Beginning
let's
to
be
end,
honest.
it's badly written as it was in some areas.
It wasn't badly written. It was just overly stylized.
True.
That
Like
and
it-
Palpatine just having endless clones was kind of.
Well, at that point, I would assume the way cloning works, they're probably growing too rapidly and
really
dying too
wanted-
quickly.
Guys, there should have been a scene where Luke had his saber he was at the cloning factory for Palpatine's clones, and he would just have a mass line of piles of dead clones. Just keep killing. You gonna stop cloning yourself? Just keep killing him over and over and over again.
Oh my god. All right, enhanced. Your turn.
Well, I was gonna do Thrawn, but obviously I can't do that now.
Nick, you just sniped out the best one, I guess.
And then I was gonna do Cotor, but I think someone already did that. So no.
Revan was mentioned, and
SWTOR.
Starforge was mentioned.
SWTOR, and the Starforge was mentioned.
Not the entire thing itself.
Not all of Cotor.
It can be specific and be broad, I guess. So.
Yeah, it says whatever you want.
Well, I
Why
mean,
does
my
someone
next,
talk about
my
the
next
gauntlet?
choice was gonna be just how in the expansion universe there's a lot more super weapons. You know, it's not just the Death Star. It's
Yeah.
the Galaxy Gun and all the different
to be
super
fair,
weapons that they
They
created.
didn't have Palpatine
That brings
in
me back
charge.
to the
so-
question.
guys, I would find it funny ever since they didn't have Palpatine in charge, they didn't do the same idea over and over and over again. But when they got Palpatine in charge, they did the same idea over and over and over again. Ever
That's
realized that
because-
Palpatine?
His idea of what he did at first kind of worked, so he thought it would work again. So it's that kind of whole, if it worked the first time, it'll work again the second time.
I mean, he never got to actually really use the Death Star for that long, so he never even knew if it worked.
Might as well build another one. We just ran our treasuries dry. Time to build another secret device.
All it did was destroy Alderaan. Good job, I guess.
I want to know where they get the tax.
I don't
the
think
tax
they
well,
kinda
well,
expected
Yeah, but Carl,
guys to
considering the
freaking-
dream was to have like a couple of these patrolling the whole galaxy.
I know.
For, like,
I was
years
being
and years.
sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's fucking
Speaking of-
Alderaan. Does anyone miss Alderaan? I don't.
Nope.
No, all the ones gone.
So enhanced, your pick is the super weapons of the expanded universe.
Yes, and also one thing which kind of goes with the super weapons is how they did experimental ship designs, and they didn't just try one thing. They actually like put a gun on a ship and actually tried to use it as a weapon. You know, that's pretty
Hey.
much what I liked about it.
Hear me out. Let's take the gun, put it on the ship.
Put a
Just hear
gun on
me
a
out,
ship?
it'll
Are you mad? Never heard of such
We
a
need-
ridiculous idea.
Guys,
Genius.
it'll
Get
totally
this
work.
man a promotion.
Who is Adam Zemicki?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Fuck.
From
Someone
where?
just added me.
Where?
Man, dude, I'm looking through freaking like a list of super weapons, and some of these are pretty crazy.
I'm surprised
Oh,
they
I
went
just
so
got the friend
crazy
request
with
too.
them. I'm surprised there wasn't one that just rained gold on people's heads.
There needs to be one of those. I would kill for one of those.
Like, freaking look at this thing. There's this thing called the Desolator that was a ship-mounted gun that could destroy a planet.
Yeah,
That was the
What was that from?
I believe that was
Let
actually
me
from
check where it
SWTOR.
was from. Old Republic, yeah.
Makes sense. That's
They
why-
had the same idea already. It's called the Conqueror. It's a Star Destroyer missing its middle section with a giant super laser that's basically the Death Star laser in it. So
Put a Death Star laser and like gut out that central section of the
Guys,
Star Destroyer.
guys, put a
Basically.
Death Star beam on a Star Destroyer.
The freaking I
brilliant.
forgot about this thing. The metal crystal phase shifter. It would
Mhm.
literally just disintegrate stuff at a molecular level. This thing
Turn it into crystals.
Well, I want to hear more stuff from the Maul group because they had some cool stuff.
We left off at Carl. Actually.
Yeah, Carl, you get last crack at EU.
Mine's rather broad. It's Tales of the Jedi comic books because they just added just a lot of backstory. First of all, to how the second Great Schism brought about the Dark Jedi even being like a real thing, even though there were several schisms before them, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then how they all went to Korriban, how they became Sith, and Sith became more of a title type thing. But there was the species thing. You can SWOTOR just makes it look awful, but that's where they got all this shit from, anyways. And a lot of KOTOR, a lot of its lore, even though it's kind of made up as it goes, a lot of it actually does call back to Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, they mention Exar Kun numerous times in both games, especially on Onderon in the second game.
Yeah, and I'm a major fanboy of his anyways, but that's besides the point. It still just brings up, I mean, I think the Mandalorians as like a real thing kind of got started in Tales of the Jedi, as like them being like a warrior culture type thing. I mean, they were around before then, but I think that's where...
Kinda.
I think if you actually look up like Mandalorians on Wikipedia, as much as, you know, you can take it with a grain of salt, it does say like first mentioned in Tales of the Jedi. So I think that's where it all got started. So, and I think Cathar also got started there too. So just a lot of things came out of those comic books that would affect the wider universe. So
Fucking Khajiits in space, man.